A term that is used fairly often outside of real estate that pertains to real estate a lot is appraisal. Whether you're watching the Antiques Roadshow, seeing people get stuff appraised, or, watches, jewelry, whatever, you probably know the definition of an appraisal. But it's a little different when it comes to real estate. Before I get into it, though, if you could head down below and hit that subscribe button, as well as the notification bell, stay updated with all of our content, and hit that like button while you're there as well. So why is an appraisal different in real estate than it is just regular? Why is it not just, people coming in telling value? For instance, people will often go to realtors and be like, hey, could I get an appraisal? And it's like, well, that's not quite what we give. We give an opinion of value. We tell you what we feel the property is worth. An appraiser, from my point of view, from where I sit, is someone employed by a lender. So whether it's a bank or just someone giving the money for the purchase of a property, goes out to said property, has the purchase price in hand, says, yep, this is worth this amount of money. No, this isn't worth this amount of money. And we deal with what the consequences are. If it is worth that amount of money, congratulations, your $800,000 property, your $800,000 mortgage will all go through no problem. If, say, they come in and say this $800,000 purchase is too much for this property, it's probably closer to like a $750. A couple things can happen. One, this is where like Dad and I come in, where we work our butts off trying to go to the appraiser, and the lender being like, hey, here's all the evidence to show that this is what this home is worth, right? To be like, okay, look, you went and looked at it, but like, here's all the evidence to prove otherwise. But if they aren't amenable to change, then the buyer has to make up the difference between what the appraiser says and what the original deal was. So in the example, you have an $800,000 purchase, but let's say the appraiser says the property is only worth $750. Now that buyer has to come up with $50,000, or the deal is going to fall through because they're not going to get the mortgage. Bit of a hairy situation. It didn't usually happen too often, but now we're getting into situations where properties with longer closings are coming into a bit of an issue where they sold, and now that things are kind of on a bit of a dip and a drop off, now that they're going to close and the appraisers are coming out to check on the property, they're worth less than what they were originally purchased for. So buyers have to come up with the difference, or we're going to be seeing a lot of properties that were set to close but are now suddenly back on the market. It's a bit of a tricky situation to be in, but appraisals are super important. They make sure that, lenders have to protect their money, right? Not just giving it out for free, because obviously you pay more than enough interest back. But they want to make sure that, you'd want to make sure that you're paying what you should be for the property, right? So in a way, it kind of protects the buyer, except for the fact that you have to make up the difference or it falls through. But you can understand where they're coming from. What do you guys think, though? Let me know down in the comment section down below. Do you think the appraisals are kind of garbage? What do you think of the situation that we're currently in, where, you purchase a property, but then because of a later closing, suddenly you might not be able to get that same mortgage that you did back in June? Maybe not that long, like August, we'll say. Yeah. But while you're down there, if you could hit that subscribe button, as well as the notification bell, stay updated with all of our content, and hit the like button as well, because I greatly appreciate it. Have yourselves a wonderful day, guys. Dress warm. It's getting colder now that it's fall. I love it personally. But yeah, take care, and I'll see you guys in the next one.